Cool. Bye. Sweet. Shall we get going?
Yes, sir.
Try and don't get any shots where there's a bunch of shit.
Yeah, okay.
That might be hard.
Just like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a really clean guy. Okay, I think we're good to go. Phone, wallet, keys. I told Polly we were going to take the Dacia, which isn't the nicer car, so should we just take the Volvo and not tell her? Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Just thinking I'm going to grab that lock
Okay.
for the bike just to be sure.
Okay, go.
Reframed by a painting.
Yes, sir.
We're on the road to Brit Masters. We've got a bunch of our athletes down here competing. So about 5-hour drive from Glasgow. So I figured Alan was there last year. I'm gonna head down this year. Meet them all in person, give them a wee shout on the side of the bank. I brought my bike with me as well. We got Sam's gonna be capturing a lot of it. How many people do we have? I actually believe we have 12 people racing at Brit Masters. So very cool. We've got a couple edge crews as well that have formed. So yes, very proud of our athletes as always, but even more so when we start getting them in crew combinations. I think it's just cool to see this thing start to build a little bit, but it's been happening. Yeah, what's been going on? Yeah, the May and June were just the start of this month have just been insanely busy, and a big part of what made us so busy was me doing a lot of the interviews for people who have applied to work with us, and it took up so much of my time, so much of my focus was stretched, which is not what I want. So what we're looking at doing is hiring somebody to do the interviews for us, and that should free up a lot of my time again so that I can stay focused on stuff that I need to be focused on. Yeah, I think I did a bit of a kind of my thoughts on it. It's been like a week or so since Scott Champs, or 6 days, and yeah, I was forgot how competitive I was. I think one thing moving forward is if I'm going to do some more racing, that I would want to actually prepare for it and train for it and feel a bit more kind of like, I think the big thing was like I just didn't feel ready, and I didn't feel proud of like my preparation for that race. So I'm not going to be doing what I was doing before, which was like 16 sessions a week, but you know, just training with a bit more structure, like what our athletes do, maybe 4 to 6 times per week, and doing less of the kind of casual fitness, you know, bicep curls, running, more of the sort of like actual rowing training on the rowing machine in the boat, actually doing prep pieces. But yeah, we're gonna go stop the Puck Stop, which is a really good hockey shop in Sheffield, which is pretty much on the way. We're gonna go shoot some sticks, shoot some pucks with some sticks, and yeah, and then we'll rest up in Nottingham, chill out, we'll go get dinner, and then yeah, busy day tomorrow and Sunday. So yeah, we'll take you guys along for it. Yes! Fiery bastard.
Cheeky monkey.
But because I couldn't stay awake. The teacher's sing-song voice was my lullaby. Across from one another, and he would throw punches as hard as he could at me. It usually started out as a game, but inside of Buffalo, when the old Volvo had Skateland detail like he'd never left. By then, we'd moved into reality, choking out all light. Each time I watched, days after we buried Wilma, veins and blood mingled under the carriage like spent oil.
Oh, hey YouTube.
How are you feeling, Jack?
Feeling good. Feeling good. We're just heading down to the course now. Just doing some work in the morning. Unfortunately, we're probably gonna have to head up the road tonight. I can't remember if I said, but one of the big hires we're looking at making at the moment is the person who does the interview for new applicants, and that is what took up so much of my time. So it's a very, very important hire. Basically, need to do some calls and interviews tomorrow to get it done and to get it out of the way, so that I can get fully focused into this stuff. So I'm a bit gutted that I'm not going to be able to do stay down on Sunday, but once this is taken care of, I'm going to have so much more time to do stuff like this. But anyways, home Pierpoint. Yeah, we've got a couple. We've got Heather and we've got David and we've got Tamsin racing today. So I'm going to go and shut them on.
Racing very shortly. How many do you like? 10.
Yeah.
Well done.
You got enough loads on there? You're not rusty.
The campsite over there is tundra, and over here is summer.
It's changing all the
I know. The Scottish routes would always be finishing racing at like. We out here getting a burger.
Give me one of them chippies.
Shout out to this van over here. Some of the friendliest staff.
Great customer service.
The happiest customer.
No, it's so fast. I don't need anything else with it. Just give me my food.
What's up, everybody? So that wraps up Brick Champs. It was just a short little trip down for a few races today. It was good. It was good. It was quite a stiff headwind, so normally that, starts to affect some people more than others. But I think one big tip I have for people in the headwind is to it's going to feel shit. It's never going to feel as good as it feels in flat water. So it's just about making it feel less shit than the other person. And trying to not let that frustration, that tension start to build, and just as much as possible keep that focus on what you're going to do the next stroke, what is going to be your next process that you focus on. So anyways, the Edge crews, they did awesome. I thought they were all hitting their processes nicely, and it was cool to get to do some of the pre-race chats with them as well. It's something we do online, we do through message, we do through calls, but in person is different. So yeah, I can't remember if I've talked about this in vlogs before, but part of the longer term vision for Edge is predominantly keeping the online service there. That's where we will deliver the best results, and where we're providing people support all the time. But a new part that we want to build, and as we get bigger, as as a service, as a business, is one, with more athletes, we can start to put together crews, and relatively matched crews. Maybe some people who are more early in their journey, they're a bit more of a beginner, or some more experienced people, or even just matching up people who are in the same city, so it makes sense for them to be a crew that maybe does some more racing. So the big thing we're looking at is US Masters Nationals, Brit Masters, Henley Masters, World Masters, Euro Masters, and starting to have more Edge crews there, because a lot of the time the people that work with us, they're in sometimes they're not in good clubs. Sometimes, a lot of the time, they are in great clubs where there's really good support there and a good community. But just their passion and their ambition and how seriously they want to take the sport isn't getting met through maybe the one coach that's coaching 100 people, or the volunteer coaches that are doing an amazing job running the club. So anyways, my reason for saying that is that you get people who are just really, really passionate in the environment that they're in, and what we can kind of do that's cool is, with people on Edge Rowing, is match them with other people that are as passionate and are as into it as they are. And just that kind of mindset of loving rowing so much is cool to have like-minded people in that way be matched into crew boats. So definitely something we're going to be doing more of, and actually fielding and also maybe the option for people who want to be a bit more competitive to step into that. And then also just people who want to be in as many crews as possible and have as much fun racing as possible, then that would be the large part of it. The other side that we're going to be building is having more bases around the world, where what we want is for people to be able to, for example, in the US during winter, a lot of our athletes are in the northeast of the US and they're on the erg all winter, is for them to maybe just once every couple months go down to Florida or go over to Texas or something like that, and there's a coach stationed there at all times, and they can just go down whenever they want, and it's either maybe a few of them there, or it's just one of them there, or there's a little camp, and they always have that option to just sit down and go and get some in-person coaching to get tuned up, or maybe they're on their own and it's summertime and they want to go get a bit of coaching before a race. So that's kind of a permanent thing we want to build, which would also require having our own boats, which again is part of the longer term plan. And then likewise, maybe having a place in Europe. We'll definitely probably having a place in Europe. We've been to Viz a few times, but we might try and explore some other locations. But yeah, this is something that we're looking forward to for sure. But yeah, part of why I can't stay down for 2 days is, I said it, I think before, May was insane. Just every day, all day, every day, you know, on calls, doing interviews. And with more coaching capacity, we need more of an ability to have somebody interviewing people that apply to work with us to get them into our system. So a big hire we're making right now is looking at a person to do the interviews, and it's going to be their full-time focus. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have to go home because I've got some of the work for that to do tomorrow. It'll be a team decision as well on it, but once that happens, I'm going to have so much more free time and the ability to kind of work on what I feel like is most important. It was a good trip while it lasted, short and sweet, and yeah, Sam got some sick drone shots as well. And yeah, the next thing we may be planning is a potential August training weekend in London. So yeah, that's a wrap, folks, and I may do some training vlogs. What's going on next weekend? I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, right, bye everybody, thanks for watching.